That some personnel changes. Haven't seen a lot of tape of Leonard Floyd with them, but we know who he is. Great player. Obviously, they spent some early picks on edge rushers as well. Just some change in the secondary. So obviously, A.J. Terrell's still there. Great player. Jesse Bates, ball hawk, game changer guy. And Divine Diablo, a new guy on the interior linebacker level for them. Some younger DBs that are going to play. So just personnel-wise, trying to figure out who's going to be where without really being able to get, non-preseason tape up there to prepare with. But yeah, they're flying around. Obviously, they're coached hard. Just knowing Raheem Morris, and then from talking to Hassan about Jeff, their DC. They coach those guys hard. They play hard for him, and everybody that plays for him loves him. So they're going to be flying around.
Any thoughts of reaching out to Benjamin Morrison about Xavier Watts over there? Is going to be starting for safety?
Yes and no. I'll let Ben prepare on his own.
Big Pat Mahomes, all these other guys got to play in the preseason, and you did. How you feeling about it?
I'll be all right.
You good?
Yeah. Defenses don't show a lot in preseason anyway, so I'll be all right.
Baker, just how difficult is it entering those week 1, week 2 games where you're kind of basing some information off of last year, but obviously tinkers are going to happen early. Just what is that like entering the first game?
It's a lot of over-communication, just making sure that we talk about, hey, we're expecting to get this look, but we're not in their meetings, so we can't guarantee it. So all the adjustments that could possibly happen. And that's, once you get into the week 1, you don't have a lot of practice to be able to run plays over and over again against different looks. So it's over-communicating what we can possibly do, whether it's run or pass. And so, just making sure we're all on the same page no matter what the look is.
When you're in those dog days of summer and just grinding, how much are you eyeing that week 1 opponent? I know previously, Detroit was definitely on your radar because it was a team that had beaten you, but the fact that it's Atlanta in week 1, a team that swept you last year, how much were you thinking about that over the summer?
To be honest with you, you always, for me at least, always think about the last loss, since that was Washington. Then you hit the reset button and start looking forward to what type of team you have and trying to take it one day at a time. And then, once you start game planning, it really not thinking about it too much until you start game planning because you can't get ahead of yourself in this league. But, obviously Atlanta got us twice, but nothing carries over, whether it was their wins against us or how good we were on offense. None of that matters. It's a clean slate for everybody. So we're looking forward to opening it up on the road with the divisional opponent. And that's really all that matters is how do we find a way to win.
With Chris not expected to start right away, and then, of course, that injury to J-Mac, this really deep receiving core that we talked about all summer.
Mm-hmm.
Can you just speak about the way that some of those guys have stepped up, whether it's Sterling, whether it's Tez Johnson, obviously Emeka is expected to do a lot more.
Yeah, that was it was definitely a luxury early on to have all these guys in that room. Just to learn from whether it was Mike, Chris, or Shep, and just to have that communication from the veteran guys that are in there that played a lot of ball. But now with J-Mac going down, which is very unfortunate, and Chris not going immediately, that's that stinks. But all those guys had to play last year, and that's if you're trying to take a silver lining out of the injuries we had last year, those guys had to step up and play in a big way. Obviously, Tez and Mac are new, but we trust them, and looking forward to them making plays for us.
You're no stranger to new coordinators, for sure. But with Grizz now in your headset, you haven't played a game together, but obviously simulate those things. What are the hurdles for him? Do you think? How has he handled that responsibility and communication?
I think he's handled it great. Just from listening on the sideline in the preseason games to the communication, and also just being there to be able to communicate him when I'm not playing the preseason, just what he's thinking as the game flows and what we would try and set up, do certain things. I think he's handled it really well. I think just the offense as a whole has been locked in just because he's obviously a little bit more behind the scenes last year, so he's got a different relationship with guys, being able to joke around with them and whatnot, which he's still able to do. But when he's up there on stage now installing, everybody's locked in because he's a huge part about the details, or really focus on the details, and so guys pay attention when he's speaking.
Everybody in the NFL is very talented, but the Falcons have some really talented players in the secondary, A.J. Terrell and Jesse Bates. How do you kind of balance when you have all-pro caliber players like that in the secondary you're facing, of knowing where they are at all times, but also making sure not to think too much about it and taking in the defense as a whole?
Yeah, it's always when you have players of that caliber, those are your game-wrecking guys that when you do your scouting report early in the week, Coach Bowles gets up there, go through the offense, defense, and special teams game wreckers, and those guys are on there. There's no avoiding that. You definitely just have to make sure where they're at. But other than that, trust in your eyes, trust in what you're going through as a quarterback personally, just going through the reads and trusting our guys to make plays.
Not having Tristan, obviously, how does it affect you guys tactically, and for you mentally, not having your best friend in there? I'm sure you guys talk a lot during the game. How does that change things?
Yeah, I mean, for me, which is always the ongoing progression of playing quarterback over the years, is how quickly can I get the ball to my playmakers in space? How quickly can they make the plays for us? And just over-communicating the looks, the timing of this play. Hey, we're going to have to hold on to it a little bit longer. It's a longer developing play. Or is it a bad look? Can I check to a screen? Can I do this and that just to get the ball out of my hands? And so for me, it's just about being efficient. And the quick game, some of that's an extension of our run game as well. So how quickly can we be efficient with that?
What can you say about Tez Johnson's ability to make defenders miss? How exciting is that to watch?
He's shifty. Yeah, it's really, really, really impressive. But we've told him you can make one miss on the sideline, but you better get down. You're still the smallest guy in the NFL.
Baker, what was your reaction to seeing Luke get paid, and just talk about the journey he's had to get to this point?
Obviously, extremely happy for him. He deserves that. He's an unbelievable tackle, and he's a guy that sets the tone for us. He's one of those guys up front that will not stop until the whistle's blown or somebody pulls him off. So it's great to have a guy like that in the room, and he deserves that. So really happy for him, and hopefully he can, pay off the loan for his window tent that he just got.
Really?
He's probably the cheapest guy I know.
Versus the last couple of opening days, how is it different preparing for a division opponent you know so well?
That's the other thing, when you're preparing for Atlanta, similar offense, from Zach Robinson being there and this being a similar system to what Liam installed last year. So you understand that they're going to see a lot of these looks in practice, training camp, off-season practices and whatnot. So they know us, we know them, and so it's about who executes, who does the little things right. And that's, for me, I can't imagine a better week one than on the road against an opponent that knows you, and divisional at that.
What's game day like for you? This the many years into the league, are you more jittery than normal? Do you just stick to your routine? I mean,
No.
You finally get to run the race, right?
Yeah, it's exciting to get back out there, but just to try and enjoy it. Never take a week or one of these moments for granted. Even though it's going into year 8, this is still getting to live out a dream. So how much fun can I have, and how much am I going to take advantage of the opportunity? So still enjoy it.
I remember getting ready, like in warm-ups for the Kansas City game, that's when we found out that J-Mac was also going to be going down. So you were without, your top 3 receivers at that point. Being able to have to adjust on the fly like that last year and having to adjust to so many, different personnel in and out, how did that help you grow as a quarterback?
It's not necessarily from a quarterback perspective, but just leadership style. Always trying to elevate the guys around you. And it doesn't matter who's in there. They have to believe in themselves to be able to go get the job done, because it's the greatest team sport for a reason. You got to have all 11 on the same page. So how can I make sure that everybody feels good about their job, what we're trying to get accomplished, and just to go do it?
And in the last 2 years, you've had personal bests as far as quarterbacking. I mean, the numbers, I know you're not fixated on the numbers, but usually good things happen when you throw that many touchdowns. Just what can you do this year? What are you expecting out of yourself to where you can even top that?
More wins. Case in point, more wins.
What can you say about Kyle Trask after spending a couple of years with him every day and him moving on?
Yeah, it's unfortunately the nature of the business, which it stinks. Got close with Kyle. I love Kyle. I thought he grew a ton just from the time when I got here to obviously he's not here anymore. But yeah, wish him the best. And you never know. This is a crazy business. You never know where you can end up. And sometimes, as I know from personal experience, you just need a fresh start.
When you look around the locker room, Baker, is this the most talent you've been around since you've been a pro?
Without a doubt.
How is Luke so cheap? One more after Rob.
Glad you brought this up. He just is. We don't gamble in the building. It's not allowed. But there's a fine system that's over the history of the NFL in the O-line room that's pretty historic. We have one not so much citizen of the O-line room that doesn't want to participate in it. So some people call it communism, anarchy, whatever you want to say. Luke's he's doing it.
Baker, from a personal standpoint, you've turned into an elite quarterback here in Tampa Bay. What has this organization meant to you, being here, the way they've embraced you, the way they've allowed you to be yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I've said it a bunch, but it's the truth. They've from the time I stepped foot in here, they told me to be myself, and from the journey that I've been on, the ups and downs, extremely thankful for the opportunity. And then going into getting an extension here, even more grateful for that, just to be able to spend more years here. It's just, they've built such a great culture here from top down, and that's what matters. And that's allowed me to be able to step foot and just hit the ground running. So yeah, it's 2025, another opportunity to see what we can do, and it's finally here, so we'll see what happens.
Time to work by yourself, like I always say. Everything that's done in life will come to, everything that's done in life will come to life. Just knowing that you put that work in, last time like that can figure.
Bucky, first, can you just take one step up? And then two, just as a fellow running back, just Bijan Robinson, what impresses you? And do you happen to watch any of his work, just in the off season or whatnot, or just maybe just admire him from a distance?
I mean, yeah, you always watch the running backs that's doing good in this league, but you know Bijan is a great running back in this league. Being able to stop on the dime, make cuts, great back out of the backfield, but you always give praises to the running back that's doing good in this league.
And then also just week one, what's difficult or most difficult playing an opponent where you're not 100% sure what they're going to present because they got their scheme, but they're going to tinker with it entering a new season?
I mean, just going out there, first drive, seeing what looks they give us, and then going on the sideline to adjust. But week one, everybody going to have different looks, just being able to go out there. And we see the look, being able to go to the sideline, fix what we have.
Yeah. One game can't define a season, but how can this game against the division rival kind of set the tone?
I mean, it's all going against our opponent. We know each other pretty well, so just being able to go out there, execute at a high level and see what happens.
Is it nice to start the season with a divisional opponent like this to sort of, increase the sense of urgency into week one?
I mean, we'll be excited for whoever we'll play week one. I mean, it's the first week of football season, so we're excited.
We know that Pez holds on to losses from college, but how about you as far as getting swept by the Falcons this past year? Is that something that stays with you, or is that in the past, last year, and you're only thinking about moving forward?
I mean, it's a new season. We ain't looking in the past, like I always say. 2025, Buccaneers, what it's gonna be.
Do you have any advice for a guy like Mecca as a rookie? He's obviously played a lot preseason and things where you play your first NFL game. I mean, he's handled everything so far. So
nah, I ain't got no advice for Mecca. Mecca, a great football player. He approaches the game like a pro. I mean, that's a great guy to have out there. Put no pressure on him. He's gonna go out there and do his thing.
What do you like about his game? I mean, when the ball is in his hands, he's a tough guy to bring down.
I mean, he can do it all. He can catch. He's built like a running back. I say pretty yoked up, but yeah, I mean, he's a great person on and off the field. Just a great football player all around. I'm excited to see what he do.
The first time you saw him, I mean, did you almost think it?
No, I ain't, because I pretty much watched him when they played Oregon, so I knew he was a wide receiver. But yeah, I'm excited to see what he do.
That's it for Bucky. I know you're more of a team guy, whatever it takes to win. But is there anything that you want to accomplish individually this season?
No, I don't. Like I always say, I get up here, man, I want to win football games. Whenever my number is called to help this team win football games, I'm going to do it at a high level.
So you go 16-0, right? Is there anything you want to accomplish? Nothing?
Hopefully we go 16-0, we win a Super Bowl.
16-0, we're playing 17 games.
I know we're playing 17 games, but, I mean, we win that many games, we gotta win a big.
How did you, JP? How was the run game different?
Say that again?
How was the run game different?
I mean, like I always say, I'm gonna trust anybody that you put up front in that O-line room, just being able to have the trust in the guys. Hoops in here, see what we go out there and do.
All right, that's all for us.
You missed a heck of a night.
Did I? Had to work, sorry.
Sent your wife out there, I saw that.
Yeah, they do.
They showed some phenomenal footage of you that elicited quite the reaction from the fans.
Interesting.
What was really going through your mind when Mike was, you guys were trying to get that catch for him? And
I think it was 4 letters. I think.
Yeah.
You probably get that on a daily basis if you ask the right question.
More swearing on the podium, that's what we need.
My mother taught me better than that.
Not from an injury standpoint, we saw Benjamin Morrison back out there for the first time in a long time. How much does he have to show you to be able to dress on Sunday?
Well, he moved around. Again, he was limited. He did some things. He didn't do everything. He's got to get into practice. He missed quite a few installs as far as the game plan is concerned, so we'll see how he progresses through the week.
I apologize if this was already put out on social media. I was in a doctor's appointment, but the team captains, I know you guys did the vote on Monday.
Right. Same as last year. It's Winfield, Vita, Levante on defense, and it's Baker, Tristan, and Mike on offense.
He signed an extension that kind of ties up your two tackles here together for a while. What can you say about Luke, who started at guard and has now kind of solidified himself over there? And what does it mean to have those anchors on the outside for you for years to come?
The way he works, when he got here, we tried him at guard, but he played tackle in college, so we put him back out where he was comfortable, and he just comes in and puts in. He brings a lunch pail every day. He puts in the work. Him and Tristan work out all off season together and have two important positions locked down like that on offense. Says a lot about Luke's work ethic, says a lot about the organization wanting to commit to him, says a lot about the team. So you can't help but be happy for a guy like that. Luke's not an extravagant guy. He puts in hard work every single day, and for him to be rewarded, that's a nice story.
We've got quite a few guys from that 2022 draft class that are up for contracts. Zion McCollum's one of them. What does he need to do this season to land one of those big deals that he's probably looking for?
He just needs to play. We're trying to win games. The money comes with it, and that's part of it. I don't get into people's contracts and money or what they need to do to get paid. You play well, and you have great seasons, you get paid. You can't pay everybody if you got 10, 15 people up at the same time. But Zion's one of our key players. He's very important to us, and he does a heck of a job day in and day out. He just needs to keep working. He'll be okay.
What are your primary concerns, Todd, about facing the Falcons this week?
None at this time, just making sure we're ready first. We got to make sure we're prepared to play and not worry about so much what they do as opposed to what we do. If we can execute and we can prepare the way we can prepare and they execute the same way, we'll be okay, But they got a lot of talent, and that's going to be every week. We understand that. We feel like we got a lot of talent as well. So, we got to prepare the right way, and we got to go in with the right mindset. We just got to play a solid game and not make mental mistakes.
The fact that they swept you last year, how motivating is that for the players?
I'm motivated without losing street ball. So a team beating me is also motivation, but try to win at everything we do. That's what competitiveness is. We try to win at everything we do and be the best at what we can do. Last year doesn't factor into this year, wins or losses. We're not going to take the wins that we won last year and bring them this year. We're not going to take the losses either.
How much can you learn from those two games last year going into this season with a different quarterback for Atlanta?
You don't learn much. You lost. We lost both of them. So we're not going to go recap the season from last year and say this is what we didn't do, this is what we did do. We got a different team. It's a different mindset. It's the start of the season. It's one ball game. It's going to give us a leg up in the division. It's not going to win the Super Bowl, which is what we want to get to. It's great to get off to a good start. That's all it brings to us.
How difficult is to game plan for a quarterback that you don't have a ton of film on? There's some tape out there, 3 games, but there's not like a full season's worth of evaluation to see what he would do in certain situational moments and stuff like that. How difficult is it to prepare for that?
No more different than them preparing for a new OC calling it. It's about the same. You prepare for the scheme as opposed to the quarterback. He has certain things he likes, I'm sure, and they have certain things they like to run for him. We just got to play fundamentally sound football. The first 3 weeks are going to be like that, and everybody's going to have new wrinkles. Nobody's going to be settled in yet. So for us to play fast and play sound, we just got to execute.
Coach, have you developed any kind of plan or approach for managing getting Mike Evans the record, versus letting it get down to like it did last year?
Well, he's probably 1,000 yards away from that right now. So no, we have not developed a plan to get him 1,000 yards at the start of the season. We plan on getting him the ball. He's one of our key playmakers. Obviously, he's ideal for what we do, and he's a key playmaker here. He's a great player, and we know that, but we got to play football and try to win games as well, and he's a big part of that, no doubt about it. But when he gets to 999, we'll make a plan for him.
You said this offseason that you had kind of come to an epiphany on some things. I'm not asking you to reveal it, but just how eager are you to kind of test that out there in the regular season?
I don't know if the epiphany was so much just a word as opposed to us completely changing and doing things. There was some tweaks that maybe the word was the wrong choice of wording at the time, but it's not a hocus pocus act that I'm looking for to see change. I'm just looking for those guys to play together and play fast.
Last year, I think they averaged 33 against you guys, and I know you made those tweaks. How excited are you to see Hassan out there executing his more aggressive secondary, all that, against a quarterback that's inexperienced?
No, he's not inexperienced. I mean, he can play. We know he can play, and I'm just excited to see how the defense comes together. The first game brings a lot of the unknown for us as well as them, so we just got to play together. They got to talk to each other. They got to have mental toughness. We're going into a hostile environment. It's a great place to play. It's a great place to open the season to play football. We're just excited to play.
Brought in Viceline this offseason to help you with game management, some of that stuff as well. What did you like from the first 3 preseason games? And what do you expect his role to be going into on Sunday?
It'll continue. I mean, he's a wealth of information and a wealth of knowledge. Zach has been great. It's really benefited us in the preseason. We hope to carry that on to the regular season as well.
Which ways did it benefit you guys?
Just situationally, understanding clock management, not just clock management of whether it's running, throwing, timeouts, not timeouts, letting it click, going through the different scenarios full time where you have some of the scenarios and he has all the scenarios. So it's a little different, and he brings a great element to us and helps us out a great deal.
What do you think Josh Grizzard is going to be feeling when the moment comes and it's real for him and you can reflect back on your first game calling plays?
Josh, he's excited already. This is great for him, and he should be excited. It's his first game, not preseason calling the game, and he's up for the task. I have every confidence in him, and me calling my first game was probably a little bit scary because that's a long story to go into, but it was I took over mid-season, so that was kind of tough, and I took over on a Wednesday and there was a game on Sunday, so that was a little different. But it's exciting. It's exciting as a coach. You feel like a player, and you try not to let the butterflies show, but I'm sure he's going to be very excited to call it.
Todd, would it be fair to say that Josh might be a better play caller after he has a few games under his belt, like later in the season?
Yeah, that comes with experience. That's natural. You're gonna learn some things, what to do and what not to do as you go. It's up to you to correct them very fast.
How much of an impact has Doug Williams had on your career?
Doug is to blame for me even getting into coaching. So he's had quite of an impact on my career. We were scouts together back on the East Coast, him in Jacksonville, me in Green Bay, and he got his first job, and he messed up and made me the coordinator, having never coached before. And I didn't think I could do it, but he thought I could do it. And, here we are years later, 27, 28 years later, and I'm still coaching because of him, and I can't do nothing but thank him. He's been one of my best friends, mentor, like an older brother for me, and, I can't say enough good things about him.
Micah figured to play anyway, right? A big role on this team because of who he is and everything else. But as he steps up to wide receiver 2, what are some of the differences or expectations, or what more is on his plate than it would have been?
I don't think any more is on his plate because he wants a lot on his plate. The way he came in and prepared and studied and the physical shape he came in, he was expecting to be that guy. And now that he's expecting to be that guy and we have him as that guy, well, Grizz is out, it kind of fits right in everything, his plan and our plan.
They showed quite the defensive highlight reel from the Super Bowl as well last night. So it wasn't just a montage of you dropping some, F-bombs or things like that.
Thank you, Cheddar.
It was very nice, very nicely put together.
With Parrish coming on and Dennis being a full-timer this year, how encouraged are you about maybe upgrading the speed on this defense and allow you to do some different things in that regard?
Very encouraged about the speed, but more encouraged about the awareness that the two bring. They're great communicators. They don't make the same mistakes twice, and they can really get to the ball. They can get from sideline to sideline pretty good, so I'm very happy about that.
I don't think we can top last year, but how are you feeling going into week 1?
I'm excited.